Good morning. My name is Jeffrey Leggett. I'm better known as Randy. I've been a member of the Chester Boys and Girls Club since I was 6 years old. I'm now today 64 years old. So I've been a member and an employee for a long, long time here at the Boys and Girls Club. When I participated at the Boys Club, when I was a young man, basically I was just playing games like sorry, learning how to play checkers, build the pool tables that you see around here. I did a lot of that because basically that was all they would allow our kids 6, 7, 8 years old to do. Around when I got up in the 9, I got introduced to basketball. At that time, the director was Mr. Charles McMillan. And he introduced me to the game. And over the years, I continued to play. George E. Carter, he would always say E for excellent, taught me how to play the game, as well as he taught me how to coach as well. And then finally, Mr. D. Jornet, Willie D. Jornet, he basically taught me how to read, and how to somewhat speak in front of the camera as I'm doing now. Because when I first came up, I didn't want to speak in front of anything. And I thank Mr. D for teaching me how to read as well as to be able to speak a little bit. Over the years, I was a member, and then when I became in the 9th grade, George Carter told me to get my lifeguard certificate, and I became a lifeguard. That's when I became an employee, and I've been working there from 9th grade to the present. So you add up the numbers, that's a very, very long time. Over the years, I met these young people, starting with Keith. I was admiring him when he used to come down the club and watch him play. And basically, he followed into the same footstep as I did. Hey, it was a place to where you can come, it was a safe environment, you can do a lot of things, and you can work on your game. The same with Miss Harper, Adrian Harper, Adamstown. I met her when my first year teaching. I started in '84 at Chester High School. And Miss Harper was an 8th grader playing, I think, for Smedley. And I had the 9th grade girls basketball team, and they came on over and beat up on us pretty good that day. And I fell in love with Coach Harper, and we had that love relationship today. Now the guy on the right of me, they call him D Nice, but his real name is David Robinson. And he came on the scene basically when I was probably in my late 30s.
Track coach.
Yeah, right there, late 30s. And I remember him running track. And he also, Boys Club member, dedicated, followed the rules and regulations. George took a liking to him and gave him a job. And for the foremost sake, we've been friends, and we had to thank the Boys and Girls Club for us being friends today.
All right, name's Keith Taylor. Been a member of the club since I was like 9 years old. When I first attended the club, I came down, Mr. D and Dr. Aaron Wilson at the time was putting together a basketball team. So me and a couple other guys from the boys club came down, intended to play on the team. And that was my first experience down the club. Then I began to like it, so I started to go down there on my own and found out it was a way for me to stay out of trouble. So growing up in the Wilmington Projects, it was a lot of trouble to get into down there. So in order for me to stay out of trouble, I came down to Boys and Girls Club to talk with Mr. Carter and Mr. D. Jarnett, who kept everything fun down the Boys Club. George Carter was more serious than Mr. D, but they kept it fun for us. And even through my high school years, I still came through to the Boys and Girls Club. I just wanted to get out of trouble. Even though I was playing basketball and all that, the Boys and Girls Club kept me out of trouble. Once I finished high school, went to college, still returned to the Boys and Girls Club. Boys and Girls Club was my first job. Coming through high school, Mr. Carter used to hire us throughout the summer, to work down there. Of course, you had to clean, ref. You had to do everything you normally do in the house down there. He put the discipline into most of the boys at the club who really didn't have parents at the house. So if you knew you was going down to boys club, you knew you had to do the right thing. So, and that's what we basically did. And that's what we're doing now, trying to pass what we learned from Mr. D. Jardinette and Mr. Carter, pass that on to the kids today here at the Boys and Girls Club.
I'm Adrian Harper Adams. Like Mr. Leggett said, I was introduced to the Boys and Girls Club. I think Mr. Carter was my basketball coach. So that was like 9th or 10th grade. And we used to practice at the Boys and Girls Club. And then I got a job there. And I used to run the gym. And my memories of the Boys and Girls Club was the summer basketball league, and where the children from all over would come and sign up and play. Everybody wanted to play in the Boys and Girls Club summer league. And we had a lot of good games down there. And Mr. Carter always made sure that the kids learn the fundamentals. He was like, make sure they're learning the game as much as having fun playing the game. So that was my job. And then I would work during the winter, and we would do tutoring. And so I met a lot of the children through that. I used to help tutor and do homework. Mm-hmm. And just Mr. Carter was all about education because he was an educator, him and Mr. D. And that's what made me want to get into the education field. So because of them, I found my niche in life, and that was just trying to help our youth become just productive young people.
Hello, everyone. My name is David Robinson, and how I got to the Boys Club was I was at Showwater, and I was into track and field. And my first person I met at the Boys and Girls Club was Mr. Leggett. He was athletic director there, and he made sure that the games were run, the program ran right. So I was up there, and he asked me to help him measure a jump, and I helped him. And he said, "You want to come down to the club and see what it's all about?" So I did that, and when I did that, I did it in the wheel pen with Mr. Teller, and I didn't know nothing about the Boys Club until I started going down there. And then I said, "Oh, I like this." So I started going every day. So then I met Mr. Carter, and Mr. Carter said, "What you want to be?" And I said, "I want to be a carpenter." I said, "I want to build houses and stuff." And so he got me a job doing odd and ends at people's houses, painting them and putting floors down for them and stuff like that. So I started doing real work at real people's houses. I started building houses from 85 to 89 because I got injured, couldn't do no more. So I came back down to the club, and George put me to work. So you can work in the gym, just keep the floor and everything, keep going. And I work with Barry in the morning to put the pool in organized, like put filters in, clean the filters, put the tablets in the pool, and clean the pool every morning before the kids come down. in the summertime. That was summertime stuff. And I would help with the lunch program. But then again, my dream was back in the gym, take care of the gym, make sure it's clean, the bathroom clean, and outside the area clean, the tracks and all that was clean. And to the day, I still do same maintenance. I do maintenance right here, put the games together, help with the kids, do their homework. I mainly just oversee the kids. And I've been in the club for a long time. I started when I was like, getting there just about the time when I was 11. And that's when I started coming down the club when I was 11. And I started doing things down the club and having fun with everybody else. But it kept me out of trouble, kept me, it was a safe haven for me because I didn't want to be around like Keith Taylor. Anything in the project was going on, it was there. And that was a place for us to go have a good time, play basketball, games. And we had the football games. We had the centipede, chip pinball machines, and we had weights down there to work out down there. So everything you need was right down there to do. And you can go nowhere. And we have poetry night with Mr. D. Mr. D will get all this together and we try to teach us about poetry. And his son will come down and read poetry to us, and everybody picked up on it. And it was a big thing for us down on Wednesday nights to go see hear him just talk about poetry, because from the hood, we don't know about poetry at that time.
And Black History.
Black History, man. He taught us about, you need to go back to your Black History because that's where it all started. And we are doing that back in the time at the club, because we didn't get that in school, we just got it at the club. And he always say, get your parents involved with what you do at the club, because it's a big part of your life. Parents in the club is a big part of your life. So we followed that rule. Then George, he was so personal when he said, you got a girlfriend? I was like, yeah, you don't need no girlfriend right now. Oh, he said, you gonna get a girl, you gonna marry her. So I said, all right. But down there at the club, we used to have fun. We shared everything. If you brought food down there, we shared. Everything we shared. And it wasn't you smile. No, we share because we were family. We have cookouts down there. We bring food, we bring meats, hot dogs, sides, and all that, and we have a good time. And that's what family do. We have a good time down the club.
And that was one thing about the club, being out of the club. It was a family feel. Everybody felt as though they were family down there. We looked out for each other while we were down there. And even outside of the club, even school, streets, now in our dark lives, we still look out for each other. If we haven't seen each other in a while, we'll call if we're not working. Because I know during basketball season, I'm not down here. And I still hear from these guys to talk to me about what's going on. So that's what the Boys Club did for us. Give us a family feel and taught us a lot of things about life. And things were going on, and that's what they taught us. Like we said, Mr. D was, both of them, Mr. D and Mr. Carter, were big on education, making sure that we got our degrees in college. Made sure we went to school. He said, you got to get out. He said, these same people, when you leave here, is going to be here when you get back. He said, some may be dead or in jail, but they're still going to be here doing some of the same things. So that motivated me to keep going, and now I'm working in the school district and all that, giving back the same things that they gave to me. So that's my story. If it wasn't for the Boys Club, I don't know where I'd be. It was a big part of my life growing up, and that's why I still come down here today. Even if they wasn't paying me or whatever, I'll still be here.
And my part in coming up, I didn't get a chance to go to college, but I had a skill level where I could do anything with my hands, and I could just bring that along and show kids, if you can't make it to college, you can do something with your hands. And both people, you got plumbers, you got carpenters, you got electricians, and they good paying jobs for you to move on. And if they tell me there's nothing wrong with that, Dave, because you can't go to college or whatever. You got a skill level that can get you further than where you are. Thank you, boys and girls.